custodian in charge, Leroy Hayes. I think Leroy thought he was paying the light bill. He put a strong bulb in each of the lights and then only turned on half of them. He turned in the sheet that worked the combination on the locker. So Leroy and I got off to a bad start. I told him to up the wattage and turn on all the lights. We did a few things. We raised some money in our magazine drive. I think the district had a little financial problem back in those days. Because we had to raise the money ourselves. But over a 2-year period, we raised the money, we painted the lockers, we painted the bottom lockers, and started a 20-year project to kind of make the school look as nice as we could, and a lot of that was hands-on. Now some remembrances. If you see my notes, I've scribbled through them. I had too many, but there's just so many to talk about. So I want to give you some remembrances that made Kimball School a very special place for me. First, something about Wayne Block. He was in his 21st year of service to the district as assistant principal in the school when I got here. I knew him as a teacher from back when I was in school, or I went to the other side of town. A fine gentleman, a damper dresser. Staff will know that I didn't take after him. He ran magazine drives, brought in a lot of money from the students of this school to use in their activities. One of my goals was to make his last year the best year. And I was able to do that, I think, with one thing. We had no 7th grade football coach, and that was Wayne's dream in life to coach football. So that first year, I signed Wayne to be the 7th grade football coach, and I was his assistant. And he went out in style, and he won our last game. I remember a teacher, Mary Bramer. Mary had polio as a young girl, taught her a entire career in a wheelchair. I was so honored when after a number of years, she gave me, along with Craig Ludwig and I think it was Joe Glennon, permission after her father died to pick her up at her home, drive her to school, and pick her up and carry her into the school and put her in her wheelchair. You students sitting here want to read a good inspirational book. I think it's in the Kimball Library. You'll see this the biography of Mary Bramer. This is my story. This is my song. You can't stand in this gym and not think of Pete Kovacs. We lost Pete recently. Came to do an evaluation for Pete one time. He spent the entire period with the kids in formation like an army troop, marching in cadence around the gym. And they enjoyed it. How many teachers could pull that off? I see someone over there, Diane Geary, the first teacher that I was responsible for bringing to school. I'd like to stand up, Diane. Then I want the rest of the teachers that were here when I was here to stand up, because These were not only great teachers, but they were contributors. They did so much outside the classroom. Then Louise Cabrera, second assistant principal at Kimball. Oh, you kids, you don't love this guy. He brought a level of work ethic, support for students, and discipline to the school that we all benefited from. You see teachers nodding your head. Remember, he was instituting one of his many programs to help students. And one teacher asked, won't that take a lot of time? And his answer so quickly was, time is not a factor. And time was never a factor with Louise Cabrera. You were asking me what kind of discipline problems we had at Torres. After Louise Cabrera came, we didn't have discipline problems. Then came Mike Rehberg. I know Mike from teaching with him out of TEP. He followed Louise, and he was with me. We retired at the same time. What I remember about Mike was his great rapport with students. He rarely missed a day or an event. I remember one day he called, and I picked up the phone. He says, Dave, I don't think I'm making it in. I said, what's the problem? He said, I got a kidney stone. I can't get out of bed. He was here by noon. And the thing about Mike, sense of humor, we had a belly laugh every day that we worked together. A lot of laughs. Sitting behind me, Mrs. Carlson. Efficient, we all know. Capable, we all know. She could run the place. That takes a lot of time to do. But her dedication to the students in the building went far above and beyond the call of what secretaries do. She organized, set up, attended countless social events and recognition programs. But two examples, you wonder what I call above and beyond the call. Came to work one time in the summer, and we looked at the doors of the school, and they were ugly brown. And we thought they looked nice if they were maroon. So a couple days later, we bought some paint. We showed up in our paint clothes, painted the front doors. Then we started working our way around. And then that competitive juices worked in, and we wondered if we could paint every outside door at Kimball School on the same day. We only missed by 2. One more example. We were the last 2 to leave the building one summer night. A semi pulled up. It was loaded with all the desks for the new wing. And the semi driver was kind of frazzled. He didn't know what to do. Did he have to park in the lot all night and wait for some people? So Becky and I helped him unload the semi that contained all of the desks that were in that new wing down there.